All right, good morning, Alta agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing here. And today on our Wednesday webinar, we're going to talk about the things that you can do weekly. So the title of our webinar today is things that you can do weekly, the weekly things that successful realtors do, I guess. So before I get involved here, let me bring on Bill Seitz. Whoops. Hi, Anthony. All right, let me bring on Bill Seitz. All right, good morning, Bill. How are you today?
Hey, good morning, Kevin. How are you? I'm doing good.
Fantastic over here. All right, good.
Nice.
So I'm gonna have you kind of give us a little comment overview of the agent market, or I'm sorry, of the loan situation today. But before I get into that, I came up with a pretty cool little thing in one of our trainings. We were brainstorming with one of our agents, and so we do have with our agent marketing system. Let me share my screen with you guys. With our agent marketing system, you're all aware that we have the ability to create text writers on our for sale signs, right? So, and every agent should be doing this. Every agent that has a listing should create these text writers that say something like, in this case, text the word Tustin's Best to 79564 to get all the property details about this particular listing. So that's a great thing to do. Everybody should be doing that. But we've found another use for this, which is when you have a sold, it's great to put a sold writer. Your sold writers should also have a text code, and that writer should say, this property is sold, but text the word whatever, Tustin's Best to 79564 to see other properties in the area, right? What do you think about that, Bill?
I think it's awesome, and these sign writers are a no-brainer.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is one. Just when we do these trainings, they're like basically little mastermind meetings, because we're always trying stuff, checking different things out, and so that was a really cool thing that came from one of our trainings. So just wanted to, of course, give you guys that information. Anything I come across, I want you guys to know about it. So I think that's a really, really cool thing that we should all do. So don't be afraid to call and ask questions and get your sign writers done, right? So that was the first thing that was really, really cool. The second thing that I just came across is we're always looking for ways to elevate our service with our clients. This is a really cool website I came across called Givenly. And what they'll do is they basically have tons of different gifts. And, go through this thing. They've got a ton of different gifts, and they can brand the gifts, okay? So they can have your branding, you have Alta Realty Group on them. And that way, it's kind of like an automated thing. So every time you do a close, you're going to want to send something to the seller, or even with buyers, you want to be sending them little gifts and so forth. So it was a really cool way for you to kind of create an account, have basically a team of people ready to help you with this kind of stuff, and make sure that you're sending little gifts and that kind of stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. So
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice, Kevin.
Yeah,
I said that's nice to have it all in one location that you can, and branding yourself through some of these gifts is really cool.
Yeah, for sure. So I just wanted to bring those two little bits to you guys. And besides that, we also want to remind you guys that we do have a video contest going on until the end of the month. Anybody that comes up with just a short little video, doesn't have to be much, but we want to see promo videos. We want to see you guys creating these little promo videos. And so if you're unsure of how to do that, one of our agents, Mark Stacy, came to me and said, well, that sounds great, but I don't know how to do it. I said, no problem. He's part of program 4. So anybody on program 2 through 4, schedule an appointment with me. We'll go through it. We'll make one, right? So I actually did that with Mark, And so I used Canva, canva.com, super easy to use. They have tons of different little video clips that they let you use, so you can get these little video clips. And so here's what I created for him. And I'll just share the sound even. But we just created a little slideshow, right? And the cool thing is, of course, we can put that on his website, which we did. So in his Tustin community page, I think it's his Tustin Ranch community page, we embedded this nice new little YouTube video. And what's cool about YouTube? It's owned by Google. So when you're embedding, Google's tools into your websites, they tend to rank you a little higher in the search engine results. So a really good little trick to do. But it's just, it's a fun little video. It's just some, a couple little stock clips. We'll go to not too hard to do, guys. So this is a video where, he's just showcasing a couple things about Tustin, right? And a couple of homes. And it's a great place to live. And he's got some clips of some kids playing, the restaurants and all that kind of stuff. It is, I think, it's not even a minute, or no, it's a minute and 6 seconds. So it's super, super easy. So no excuses, guys. Schedule an appointment with me and let's make some promo videos. He's currently the only one that has submitted a video. So the $100 in Google ad spend is definitely up for grabs. So impress me, right? And then Bill, do you want to talk a little bit about our new NCAA March Madness tournament?
Yeah. So, good morning, everybody. We, Kevin and I collaborated over the weekend, and since this has always been a favorite of mine over the years, I'm a big college sports person, college sports fan. Graduate of San Diego State. I'm an Aztec. Most of my family went to USC, so sports was a big part of my growing up and a part of my life. And I know Kevin and I over the years have spent countless hours watching basketball at times.
For sure,
but it's
pal.
a really what?
I said that's for sure.
Oh yeah. So it's something that we thought would be fun, and we could put a little financial caveat or carrot on there. And we thought we could have everybody, if you're inclined. It's a great way to have bragging rights, and we can do this over the next few weeks as the March Madness plays out. But we've invited everybody in the organization to see who finishes first through the March Madness. And I think Kevin sent out a link, right?
Yeah, he did.
For that. So, yeah. So if you didn't get it, I think Kevin can send it out again. We want to encourage participation and encourage involvement, because it will be fun to see how it all shifts around and see who wins. And Kevin, what's our prize for the winner?
Price for this one is $200 in Google ad spend. So, and if you don't know how to do the Google ad spend, guess what? I'm going to train you how to do that too. So that'll be
okay. So so the winner will get basically free lead generation or lead, setup for their business.
Exactly. So it's not just you're not just going to get the $200 in ad spend. You're going to get me helping you create the ads, create the account, and get you rolling. So
cool. So spend a few minutes, fill out your bracket, and let's see who's at the top of the mountain in a couple weeks.
All right. And I used to follow college basketball a lot. Haven't really been following it lately, so I have no idea. And the fun thing is when you select these brackets, there's always one of the lower seed nobody teams that beats the top seed. So it's always kind of fun to see which team's going to be the upsetter this year, right?
Well, and additionally, last year they canceled the tournament because of the COVID situation. So this is really The first year it's been 2 years since they've had the tournament, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of excitement around it.
There always is, right?
For sure.
All right, cool. So we're going to get into the bulk of the presentation today, and let me share my screen with you guys. So we're talking about weekly tasks for successful realtors. What do the successful realtors do? And I know we have a lot of successful realtors on the line with us, but here's what some other successful realtors do. So the first one is, you need to be sharing your listings on social media 7 days a week. If you have a listing, that needs to be going out 7 days a week. It shouldn't be the only thing that you post, but it certainly should be a major thing that you're posting every week. So, pick a property. If you've got multiple properties, do kind of like a little round robin with those. Make sure that you're sending this out. And remember, with our agent marketing websites, they make it really easy to share. There's basically a share button. And so you can click the share button, make sure that goes out to social media, it posts it automatically. You can put a little synopsis about what that property is, but it's really, really easy to do. Number two is send out market reports to 10 property owners every week. So even if you haven't done 10 sales, you can work with your title rep and you can find some property owners in your farm and you can just let them know, hey, this is a market report of what's going on. Here's what your property's worth. You can, send these guys CMAs, but do 10 a week. If you do it every week and you're always doing that and you get in the habit of that, you are really going to set yourself up for getting listings in the future, right? So the more property owners that you have coming back to your website every month, the more listings you're going to get in the future. Totally makes sense, and it creates that trust. So you are the trusted authority in the marketplace, so definitely pick at least 10 homeowners. Send them information for free. You want to provide a service for free, build that trust, and that goes a long, long way. So number three is send a minimum of 30 texts a week with a link to properties for sale, or specifically, even if you know that particular person is interested in something specific, send them text links. Our agent marketing websites have great mobile features, so they look great online, or they look great on a mobile phone, they look great on a tablet. So don't hesitate to use that and to send those links from your phone. Pull up, go to Safari if you have what do they call it? iPhone. Yeah, iPhone. So if you have an iPhone, you go to Safari, you pull up your website, you pull up that particular link, you copy that link, and then you send it in the text. So 30 texts a week minimum with properties for sale, or even if it's not properties for sale, then it is, a specific property for sale, or even a community. You can have your nice little community pages, send that URL. Why not? So use text. Text is something that is definitely underutilized. Everybody's walking around with their phones. Email, hey, that can go, people don't check their email sometimes, once a week. I check my email many times a day, but I get like 400 emails a day. So text, that's a good way to get a hold of me. It's in my face. It's my phone's always attached to me, just like most of you. And so text is a really, really good way to stay top of mind. Don't abuse it though, because then people will block you. So use it sparingly. But if you're texting, a certain number of people once a week or once every couple of weeks, that is, I'd say kind of benign. So not that big of a deal. Number four is call your buyers who favorited properties in the last 7 days. So if you've got, you're posting stuff on social media and you have one of your buyers or one of your clients that kind of favorite that property, or you can see it in your CRM, in their profile, if they're favoriting certain properties, absolutely call these people, right? Bill, what would you say as far as how important it is for if somebody is favoriting a property on your website, how important is that to contact that person?
I mean, that's about as hot a lead as you're going to get, right? So I would be in contact with them
Smoking hot.
immediately.
Yeah,
There's no, you just have to make that phone call like as soon as you recognize that.
exactly. And so, you can go through your CRM, you can find out who has, checked out properties, and minimum of once a week, you need to be going through that list and you need to be following up those people, making sure they have all the information that they need. And, that way you are the person that is on the spot. You're the realtor that is really there to get them the information that they want and they need. That's why that's why they would go with you. So number 5 is post the "What's My Home Worth" tool on social media daily. Why not? And that's a great way to get seller leads, right? Figure out who owns homes and who wants to know what the value of their home is. So let me show you what that mechanically looks like. Share my other screen real quick. So all of us who have an agent marketing site, here's Mark's again, you have a home value link that you can send people and you can post on social media. So all this does is initiates the process. Enter the address of your home. Well, you're going to get that address. It doesn't do it automated, but there's plenty of CMA programs that we use, Cloud CMA and hundreds of other ones. But we gather their information, boom, we get them that CMA immediately. It's quite quick as possible. With Cloud CMA, you can do them in about 3 minutes. So really easy to do. And that way you're posting out every week, hey, I have the tools to get you your home value. Let me know. I'm here to help. So at least once or twice a week, that needs to be going out on social media, basically on autopilot. That's the kind of thing that I would schedule. I would make sure it goes out, once a week minimum, and it's always going out. That thing should just be, people should be almost bored of seeing that. And with, you can change up every month or every week, you can change the background image of this little page and keep it fresh. And so that's a really good way to continually send out this, "What's my home worth" everywhere and keep it fresh. And people, don't get bored on clicking on it because they'll see a nice, new, beautiful home, right? And so one other thing I want to show you guys is where I get photos, because we all have need for images. I know a lot of you have a lot of good home images because you spend tons of money on good photography, which is awesome. So always stockpile that stuff. But if you don't have good images, you can go to something like Adobe Photostock, which is what I use. So you can go to Adobe Photostock and you can download tons and tons of stuff, whatever you want. You can download video clips. I even got a couple little video clips from here for Mark's video, just because I wanted a picture of somebody jumping in a pool. I wanted a picture of parents and their kids, right? I wanted video clips. So you can go and you can take, and they give you the rights to use them too, which is great. So Adobe Stock is a great way to get images to make our pages like this look really good. And that we're also using on Marks, we're also using them in, the banners. I think we got this one from Adobe Photostock, some of the other community pages. I think the Santa Ana one, we got a really nice one. Yeah, so just, use all these little tools to make your website really pop, because the images honestly are what kind of sells a website. All this stuff is standard, right? It's great, it works, it's connected to IDX, connected to MLS, and all websites, most realtor websites have this kind of stuff, but having, a nice image and just making it really easy to function, that goes a long way as well. So that's pretty much, as far as weekly tasks, that's a good, small, concise list of weekly tasks that you guys could be doing to further your business every week. So we're not going to go too much further into that unless anybody has any questions on those. But another thing that you guys can do is, and what I love to do is after after a webinar like this, go to the internet and kind of research the topic. So I checked this. I just did a quick, Google search for, weekly tasks for real estate agents. I came up with this. This is really cool. Your daily top real estate agent checklist. So this thing is, 16 different things that this particular, group, Wade Webb's Agent Boost, whoever that guy is, but some really good information and some really good ideas. So that was kind of a cool one that I saw. And then another one that I saw was this one, which was also kind of a daily real estate agent activity list planner, which I thought was pretty cool. And this had some really cool stuff as well. At the bottom, they kind of have this, this is like a full schedule for an entire day, right? And, it's always got, this particular guy's got, hey, I'm going to make sure I'm doing my fitness, or I'm going to make sure that I have these other times that I block out. You guys know I'm a huge fan of blocking out time to accomplish certain tasks. So they've got these little cool kind of blocks of time, and it's a good way to think about your day. So don't hesitate to go to Google University, as we say, and research some of the topics that we go over on our Wednesday webinars. It's just a good way to kind of compound what we're talking about. So Bill, I think we are able now to pull Tina, one of our new LOs from
Yeah.
the San Diego market. Let me pull up her page on Clearview Mortgage. Here's Tina, and I will bring her on the line. All right. Good morning, Tina. Can you hear us?
Good morning. I can hear. Can you guys hear me?
Absolutely. Welcome to the webinar. It's great to have you.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah. Good morning, Tina. How are we today?
I'm great. It's a great morning so far.
Yeah, I bet it's a beautiful day down in San Diego. It's nice up here, and we are excited to have you. Just so I can formally introduce you to the organization and to the group. Tina Armish is one of our top loan officers that's joined our San Diego office down there in Point Loma, and we're super happy to have her. She brings a wealth of knowledge to the industry and has done an incredible job at her former location, and we know she's capable and really well-rounded in most lending programs. And so we wanted to introduce Tina today. And Tina, how long have you been in mortgage lending?
Thank you, Bill. Hey guys. So yeah, I'm a mortgage loan officer for a little over 5 years now. I actually had the opportunity to work with all the guys all the Cameron, Rick and Ia, so all the loan officers in San Diego in a different company. I actually brought them out to the mortgage industry as well. And one thing that is a little bit different about me is that most of these years I actually also processed my own loans. So I think that's always worth to mention, because that gives me a little bit of a different background, and it gave me just a very good understanding of a loan approval and guidelines. So the reason why I mentioned this is that with that I feel very confident now in saying in really analyzing a loan, a pre-approval, let's say, and I feel very confident, and I can identify when we can, for example, shorten the turn time for removing loan contingencies or removing an appraisal, if that's the case, if we do get an appraisal waiver. So that's how we can help, I think, make really bring value to the realtors too. And I think that's how the partnership can be very productive, both sides, because I can really help make offers more competitive on that sense.
Yeah, that is absolutely spot on, Tina. You know, seeing it from the processing side and seeing it, you know, from that angle is a huge advantage, where typically most loan officers don't process their own loans. That you're absolutely correct. They don't get to see some of that, you know, inner mechanisms with the underwriting and the guidelines that come out, and different things that may be either challenges or you know, could be a seamless approval. So that's excellent value, as you said. You just you had a big accomplishment last week, right? You passed your broker's test.
Yes, thanks, Bill. Thanks for that up. Yeah, it was a huge accomplishment. It's not that easy of a task, as you know, right? So yeah, I'm very excited about that too.
Yeah, well, we're super proud of you. That's a milestone for anybody in their real estate career, whether you know you're doing that just to you know, get you know, more feathers in your cap, or you're doing different things in the industry. But it's a long test, and it's a you know, it's hard to a degree. I don't say it's too hard, but I think the longer you're in the business, it's probably a little easier. But it is long, and I think it's like 4 or 5 hours, right, Tina?
Yeah, it's now they cut to 4 hours because of COVID, but the same amount of questions is still so really just as long. And yeah, it's challenging,
Wow.
but everything in the industry is challenging, and that's okay. That's the fun too.
So where can Kevin? Do we have Tina's information up there on the screen?
Yeah, I do. I'm displaying it right now.
Perfect. So for anybody that needs to get a hold of Tina or any of the San Diego group, please you can reference any of our loan officers through the Clearview website, and under, I think it's Meet the Team tab, right, Kevin?
That's correct.
You can see all of our loan officers and their, you know, their contact numbers.
Yeah, and then also we'll be sending out a little welcome via our email communication as well. So you'll see it there.
Tina, thank you so much for coming on.
No problem. Yeah, you guys are welcome to come have a coffee in our office in San Diego anytime, and reach out just to ask questions too. No problem. We are happy to help.
Great.
Awesome.
And
Thanks,
Kevin,
Tina.
real quick.
Appreciate you coming on. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Kevin, real quick before we go, I just wanted to talk about what the market's doing real quick today.
Yeah, that's great. I appreciate that.
You know, as I get up in the morning, not every morning I do this, because sometimes I don't have the feeling that there's a need for it. But this morning, obviously on a webinar, it's a good time to just take a market temperature. And as I pull up, you know, any one of these financial digital hubs, I like to use Market Watch, or there's like Housing Wire and various other places. But just read a couple headlines here for everybody. Markets set up for disappointment from Fed meeting as bond yields renew rise. And let's see, this one is Dow rallies, tech stocks tumble as Treasury yields jump ahead of Fed decision. So today, the Fed is having a policy decision. It's actually going to be out at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And what's happening is the bond market is rising, which it means mortgage rates are rising as well. And so I don't think it's any reason to panic, but we are seeing now the average mortgage rate into the low threes. And I think that you know, I'm a little surprised that it's kind of gone up as quickly as it has, because usually it kind of will fall back and move up, and it doesn't, you know, nothing moves in a straight line, so they say. But it will be something to keep an eye on, and we'll report back to what is the outcome for next week. But looks like the twos, mortgage rates in the twos are, I won't say quite in the rearview mirror yet, but
These are the things that we need.
It's teetering. It's teetering.
Yeah. No, we got to be able to communicate that stuff to our buyers. So very, very, very important stuff.
Well, yeah, and you know, a quarter or a half,
right.
quarter or half a point interest rate hike will have an effect on affordability, because let's just say you have a $400,000 or $500,000 loan. You take a rate from 2.875, up to 3 3/8, or 3 1/4. The payment's going to be quite a bit higher. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see how the markets respond today, and we will report back.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate that, Bill. Agents, again, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the webinar and learn more about how to further your career. It's always a good mastermind, kind of a brainstorm for us. So I appreciate that, and get out there, make it a great week, and we will see you guys next week on the webinar. Have a good one.